All right, so today we're going over my dog deck. I like to call this one the what the dog's doing.
Hey, let me get a mint. Hey, let me get one too.
Hey, let me hold one.
Yeah, you get that right there. What the dog doing?
That's what one of my friends had called it, and so that is what the name of it is now. It is Sophia Dog Detective. She is a 3/4 human detective. She is a 1, a green, a white, and a blue. And so it's a little bit of a cost to get up there. So, but whenever she enters, you create Tiny, a legendary 2/2 green dog detective creature token with trample. It's Scooby-Doo. It's just a reference to Scooby-Doo, which is I think that's pretty cool. But you can pay 1 to sacrifice an artifact token, put a +1/+1 counter on each dog you control, and then whenever a dog you control deals combat damage to a player, create a food token, then investigate. So every single time a dog attacks a player and does combat damage, you get 2 different artifact tokens. So that's really good. We have some different things that play off of clue tokens in this deck. The play style is basically get as many dogs out as possible before you bring Sophia out. Unless anything happens and you're getting attacked and stuff, then you can bring Sophia out a little bit early. But there's a lot of dogs in here that are going to be countering off each other before you bring Sophia out. So let's just get right into it. So the first one is one of the better ones, is Philia. I think it's Philia. Exuberant Shepherd. She's a 1 and a white, a 2/2, has flash, and then whenever she attacks, you exile the non-land permanent, and then at the beginning of your next step, it gets returned. And so if it was under your control when it gets returned, she gets a +1/+1. So that's really good. You're gonna have a lot of like dogs that don't really do anything in this deck, so if you get those out as well, you could just keep sending them out over and over, and then she'll get extra +1/+1s. And then the next one is Mongrel Pack, one of my favorite magic arts of all time. Look at these dudes' faces. This is a really old card. I think it came out in like 1997 or something, but man. So fun fact about this deck, you're gonna see some cards that say Hound, like it says summon hounds. They changed, I'm pretty sure in 2021, I'll fact check myself if I'm wrong, Hound to Dog. So anything before 2021 is going to say Hound, and then after it's going to say Dog, but they are considered the same. So Mongrel Pack is a 3 and a blue. Did I have a stroke? I think I had a stroke a little bit there. It is a 3 and a green. It is a 4/1, and then if Mongrel Pack is put into the graveyard from play during combat, put 4 Hound tokens into play. So basically it just splits it apart into a whole bunch of 1/1s, and so you have more things that you're able to like go. So every single combat, you're probably going to be wanting to attack with him, hoping that he dies, and then you get 4 dogs out of it. So depending on how the game's going, you might want like, a heavier one. He might be harder to kill the more 1/1s you get on there, so that'd be good anyways, because it's already 4 damage. That's pretty good. But getting those 1/1s out there and then putting more counters on them and everything would be good. But then we got Faithful Watchdog. He is a green and a white, and then he's a 0/0. But he has Vigilance, which is really good. Any of the dogs out here that have Vigilance are really good. And then Faithful Watchdog enters the battlefield with 3 +1/+1 counters on it. Not the greatest card, but he has Vigilance, so that's really, really good, especially if you're getting a whole bunch of counters on him and you're wanting him to get through. He's going to be able to get through, and then you'll still have another blocker, hopefully. Also really, really good art. I like the art a lot on this one. So the next one is Supply Runners. It is a 4 and a white. It is a 2/2, and then whenever Supply Runners enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on each other creature you control. So this one is a really good one, because especially if you get it out at the same time as Philia, you can keep exiling it, bringing it back, so everything's getting a +1/+1 over and over again, along with all the other dogs getting the +1/+1s from Sophia. And then the next one is Arbor Adherent. I'm pretty sure that's what it says. It is a 3 and a green, and then a 2/4. And this dog is a little, I don't know if I like the way he looks. He's too hot. Don't take that out of context. He's a dog druid, and then you can tap him for 1 mana of any color, and then, or you can tap him for X mana of any one color, where X is the greatest toughness among your creatures you control. I don't really get this one, but the second ability is extremely good. Like, why would you want to tap for only 1 mana of any color, or you can tap for X mana of, like, I don't know, because even if he's out, you're tapping for 2. It doesn't really make any sense to me unless I'm like completely reading it wrong. Or greatest toughness, so it's gonna be 4. Sorry. Doesn't really make a lot of sense to me, but you're just gonna be using the second one over and over again. And then the second one, it has hound in the name, so counts as a dog. He's just a good boy all around. He's just a really good boy. He's technically a wolf, so he will not be getting your +1/+1s that you get with Sophia. But he is a 1 and a green and a 2/2, and then whenever you cast your first human spell each turn, that creature enters with an additional +1/+1 counter for each dog and or wolf you control. So every single wolf and dog that you control, so he'll be out, that's 1, and then every other dog that you have. Let's say that Sophia is knocked out, or any of the, I have a couple other humans in this deck, we'll get to them later. They will be entering with that many +1/+1s, which is good because she's not really going to be doing commander damage, and so you kind of don't want her dying that much, so that would be really good. And he also mana ramps, he adds 1 mana of any color, which is pretty good. All right, so the next one is one of the way better ones in this deck, is Generous Pup. He is a really, I say really expensive, but you know, expensive is like over $10 for me, but he's a pretty expensive card. I think he's sitting around like $18 right now. Generous Pup, he is a 1 and a white. He is a 2/2, and then has vigilance, and then whenever 1 or more +1/+1 counters are put on Generous Pup, put a +1/+1 counter on each other creature you control, and it only happens once per turn. But that's still gonna ramp it up a lot because you're constantly getting counters. The next one is K9 Mark 1. He is a 1-drop for blue, and is a 1/1. And then as long as he's untapped, every other legendary creature you control has Ward 1. So that's going to be really good, especially with all the stronger dogs and everything, and your commander. And then you can pay a 1 and a blue, and then target legendary creature can't be blocked. He has Doctor's Companion, that doesn't really matter. But that cannot be blocked is going to be really good, especially for some of the dogs that get leveled up a lot more. And then we have next a sorcery, actually, that is called Release the Dogs. It's a 3 and a white, and you create 4 1/1 white dog creature tokens. That's pretty cool. We don't have too many like dog sorceries or anything like that in this deck because there's not very many, but that's one of the few, and it's really good. And then we have one of the best cards in the deck, best creature cards in the deck. It is a Pack Leader. He is a 1 and a white, a 2/2, and then other dogs you control get +1/+1, and then whenever he attacks, you prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn to dogs you control. So you're just sending all of them constantly. Everything's getting synced through. You're hoping to overpower everybody, especially with all your like 1/1 dogs or everything, so you can keep getting those tokens, and then you can just sack all those tokens right when you get them. He's one of the better ones. There's not too many cards in this deck that make your dogs indestructible. There's a couple sorceries and such in here, but not really anything to this power. And then we have Carvanista? Loyal Lupari, I think that's how you say it. He is a 4 and a green, a 5/5. He's an alien dog soldier. He looks goofy, and I just noticed now there's some like dismangled bodies in the background. That is oof. But I'm pretty sure he's from the Doctor Who show. I don't know why the name just slipped my head on that. But he has Lupari Shield. It is a 1 and a green, and so it's humans you control gain indestructible until you're into a turn. You're not really going to be using that because unless it like you're using it as like a sorcery just to make sure your thing's not getting countered or whatever, your Sophia. But I mean, you're not really attacking with Sophia in this, so. But he has Vigilance, Trample, and Haste, which is insane. And then whenever he, whatever his name is, attacks, put a +1/+1 counter for each human you control. So he's pretty good. You're not going to have too many humans, but he's already a 5/5 and then going to be getting powered up with Vigilance, Trample, and Haste. And then I have a lot more dogs in this deck, so I'm just going to throw them up all on screen because I don't want to go over all of them. I just picked out the main ones, so... And then this next section is a little bit, you know, not dogs, but I like to call it the dog owners, maybe? They're just like little dudes. They're just, well, one of them's not a human, one of them's a halfling, but they're the other not really... They kind of don't fit into anything besides just helping a little bit, but I like to call them, they're the dog owners. They own a couple of these little pups. The first one is Peregrine Took. He's a 2/3 and then 2 in green. And then so basically what he does is whenever you create a food token, you create an additional one, and then you can sacrifice 3 foods and draw a card. You're not really going to do that unless you really, really want to and you have some extra food, but I mean... You're going to be putting counters on everything first. So, and then you have Tireless Tracker. I'm having some strokes in this episode. What is going on? 2 and then a green, and then is a 3/2, and then whenever a land you control enters, investigate. So hopefully, if you have your land drops really good, you're getting a clue token every single turn. That would be really good. And so whenever you sacrifice a clue, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. You're going to be sacrificing a lot of clues. She's going to be going up, so either way. And then we have Renoa Heartilly. I've been told I say her name wrong all the time. I don't know, man. I don't know Final Fantasy. But she has she's a 3, a green, and a white, and is a 4/4. And whenever she enters, you make Angelo a legendary 1/1 green and white dog creature token. So she makes another dog kind of like Sophia does. So that's really good. And then whenever she attacks another creature you control, gets +1/+1 until the end of a turn for each creature you control. So that is going to be a big one, especially if you have a ton of dogs out there. So even if she might be a really good like dog commander as well. She just doesn't have blue. There's not too many blue dogs. I think I have every single blue dog in this deck. But she could be a dog commander as well, since she makes a dog, and then if you are spamming a whole bunch of them, then that'd be really good. Okay, and this next section is basically just having power-ups and such. Patchwork Banner, we all know what it does. You pick a creature type. Each creature of that chosen type gets a +1/+1, and then it's a mana ramp as well, which is pretty good. And then the next one, their mortal enemy has come to help them. It's Colossification, but I'm pretty sure this is the only card art. But if it's not specifically the cat card art, because I love it, you enchant the creature, it becomes tapped, and it gets +20/+20. So you can put that on whatever dog. Sometimes there's, I put some stuff in here that makes your dogs like indestructible, and you know, this and that, or you make them unblockable, and then you basically are just ripping through everybody. So that's a really good one. I just like that one for a lot of counter decks if you're just trying to power up everything and it doesn't really matter. Especially if you do it like after the fact, and then you know you got a +20/+20 dog that's probably already almost at like a 10/10. So there you go. And then the next one is Vanquisher Banner. You choose a creature type, and then creature of the chosen type get a +1/+1, and whenever a creature spell of the chosen type gets casted, you draw a card. And then we have Hardened Scales, which is a 1-drop, which is really good. And then it's if one or more +1/+1 counters would be put on a creature, that many +1 are put on a creature instead. So that's really good because it's not one or more. It's every single time we do it, it's going to be like 1, and then it just doubles basically +1. So it's not going to be 20 at a time and then +1. It's going to be each instance that we sack the clue tokens and the food tokens or whatever other tokens we get are gonna be doing that. So that's gonna be really good. And then we have Unnatural Growth, which is a big drop, but it's at the beginning of each combat, double the power and toughness of each creature you control until the end of turn. That's gonna be really good because everybody doubles, of course. And then we have Giant Growth. It's an instant, just in case, like, let's say one of your creatures, like, you're sending over and it's like a 1/1 or something like that. and they're not letting it through. You're hoping that they're just gonna let you tap them or whatever, but they're gonna kill it. Literally just smack that out there, and then it becomes a 4/4. So that would be really good too for that. And then for these last two, I actually just have 2 lands. It is Animal Sanctuary, which kind of fits. You can pay 2, or it's a colorless drop, and then you can pay 2, and then put a +1/+1 counter on a bird, cat, dog, goat, ox, snake. My God, I was like hitting like a little beat right there. But love the card art on this. Wanted to include it just because you can put +1/+1s on your dogs. And then Gavany Township, same thing. It's a colorless, and then you can pay 2 green and white, and then put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. That's a really good one. It's a bigger drop, but let's say your hand is, I've had this plenty of times when I'm playing, my hand is empty, I have a whole bunch of lands, I have nothing to tap out with, and so I just start using my land abilities and then just doing all of that, or like any of the paid abilities, because there's no reason to just stay on tap when you have nothing in your hands. All right, and so the next section is my like Blues Clues section. We're going to be making a lot of clues and investigating and, you know, finding footprints and such with this one. So the first one is Ongoing Investigation. It is a 1 and a blue, and then whenever 1 or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, investigate. So if you have this out, a lot more, you're going to be making more clue tokens along with the other 2 tokens that you're making with Sophia. And then you can pay 1 and a green, and then exile a creature card from your graveyard, investigate, you gain 2 life. If anything dies, exile it, you gain 2 life, and you make another clue token. And then Search the Premises is pretty good. It's a 3 and a white. It's one of the stronger ones, because if they start attacking you, you keep investigating, and hopefully you can block and not get pummeled or whatever. So it's a really simple one, but it's a really good one. It saved me a couple times because no one's wanted to attack me. And then I was just like, well, if you want some triggers, or it's a very good like politic card. If somebody else has some triggers that you have to get hit with, let them hit you. You get a trigger and you get to investigate, and then you get another clue token. So it's pretty good. And then Confirm Suspicions is 3 and then 2 blue. It's a counter target spell. It's an expensive counter spell, but you get to investigate 3 times. I've had this where I just needed to level up my dogs. I countered no spell, and then I just investigated 3 times. So I got, you know, 3 clue tokens out of it. So that's pretty good. And then the next 2 are 2 lands that are actually from the Clue board game set. It's not a whole set, but it was like this little box that they made or whatever. But it is Kitchen and Study, and so both of them tap for whatever colors they enter in tapped, and then you can pay for both of them and then investigate. Same thing. If you have a whole bunch of untapped mana, nothing in your hands, might as well do it, and then you'll get extra clue tokens that you can spell out onto the board. Okay, and so this next section, it's not really a whole section, but it is like the game-ending combo, like the strongest cards in the deck. The first one I'm gonna say, just to get out of the way, is Mechanized Production. It is a 2 and 2 blue. And so enchant artifact you control. At the beginning of your upkeep, create a token that's a copy of the enchanted artifact. Then if you control 8 or more artifacts with the same name or as one another, you win the game. So basically, put it on a clue token or a food token. You make some at your upkeep anyways. And then if you're getting through by your next upkeep, you win the game. So hopefully you'll be able to keep like 8 clue tokens or whatever. But I think this next card is the most powerful card in the entire deck, and it is Tamio's Journal. It is a 5-drop. It is a legendary artifact. At the beginning of your upkeep, investigate, so you automatically get another clue token, and then you can sacrifice 3 clue tokens, search your library for a card, and then put that card into your hand, then shuffle. So it is just like a tutor, but you're making all kinds of clue tokens anyways, and so you're able to search for whatever card you want in the game. And so there is a combo that is a straight game ender that I have, and many of you may know what it is, but it involves the cards Nuka-Cola Vending Machine, Academy Manufacturer, and also having Sophia Dog Detective out. So once you have all of these out, Nuka-Cola Vending Machine, you can tap it, create a food token, You can do that whenever you want. But or it's not or, but it works with it. But it's whenever you sacrifice a food, create a tapped treasure token. So whenever you sack a food with Sophia, you make a treasure token. So you already got that 1 mana left. But Academy Manufacturer is here, and then if you would create a clue, food, or treasure token, you make all 3 instead. So you have another food token and a treasure token. Guess what? You're going to tap that treasure token, sack it as a mana, and you're going to sack the food token. Once you sack the food token, you make a treasure token. And then when you use the treasure token, you make all of those. So you're going in this endless loop because you're not sacking the food token with the 2 mana. You're only sacking it with the 1 mana. So you can go as long as you want to. It's not an infinite combo is the thing. You're not going infinite, and it's not going to end at a draw. So that's what makes this like combo really, really good, because you could win with it. It is a game ender. I got, I think, 5 of my dogs to like a trillion. I didn't, this was like the last game I played. I didn't win the game because it was, I misplayed and did it on my second main phase and didn't do what I was needing to do. Anyways, I've won plenty of games doing this combo with Tamio's Journal, whatever it is. I think Tamio's Journal is the strongest card in the game because you can get this combo out. You can make everything like a trillion, not even making it a like infinite combo, and then give anything trample. Like you already have some dogs that have trample. Tiny has trample. The Doctor Who one, can't even remember his name, the weird looking dog, has trample already and vigilance, so that's really good. You already have like the strongest blocker ever. This combo is absolutely insane. I think this combo brings it up to a 4, I think a bracket 4. I wouldn't consider this whole thing a bracket 4, but if that's what you want to, I would say it's more of like around the 3-ish range, because it is pretty strong. But if you want to consider it a bracket 4 because of this combo, you can. It's not really infinite. You don't end the game. Technically, you could still lose. I still lost with this combo because I misplayed and did it in the wrong order. But that is how you do it, because you make a food token, or you sack a food token, make a treasure token, you make all 3, you get another treasure token, and you just go infinite like that. So overall, pretty strong deck. I really like it. I like themed decks like this. I want to make some more. My girlfriend has a cat deck. I have this dog deck. I kind of want to, go against each other with those. Her cat deck is extremely aggressive. This dog deck's extremely aggressive because once you get them out, you need to start just spilling them over real fast. And so, yeah. Let me know what you would change about it. Let me know what your favorite parts about it is. Anything that you would upgrade in here, anything that you would put in. I got a couple of upgrades in mind. I kind of want to put like the Ozolith in here because you're not going to lose any of your what is it called, your counters, and so that'd be really good. Ozolith is just kind of an expensive card, so I wouldn't really want to put that in there too much. But yeah, just let me know any other like tribal decks that you do. If you do a cat deck, if you do a rat deck, I really want a rat deck. Just spill them out in the comments. I saw that y'all really like the Clive deck, so I wanted to spit this one out. I really enjoy this deck, and so yeah, I hope everybody enjoyed. If you haven't subscribed, I should suggest you subscribe. That'd be pretty cool of you. And if you're already down there, you should like and comment as well. That'd be pretty cool too. And yeah, I hope everybody has a good night, and I will see you when I see you. Bye-bye.